We look at 10 lots, we pick the best 3 based on the contour, the type of trees, corner lot, cul-de-sac lot. Then we pick the best model to fit on that lot, and location and view out the back, the look from the road, you know, what style house is going to look better? Does it sit up on top of the hill? Does it sit down in the hole a little bit? You know, all that's considered before I even purchased the lot. At JT Enterprises, we really believe that a good foundation is the beginning. Every house starts out with a footing. With poured or block, you still get the same style footing. But with a poured foundation, it's just one continuous concrete pour. So it's one solid piece, as opposed to a block foundation that's, you know, the average 2,000 square foot house probably has 2,000 to 3,000 block in it. So that's 3,000 joints. And so that's 3,000 places that can be a weak spot. So that's one thing I've always been real adamant about, is poured foundation. And like I said, most of the higher end stuff, we put brick veneer on, you know, after the poured foundation. And then we use a poly coating waterproofer. It's a spray-on application. It's good for 20 years, it's guaranteed. You know, we always run a good drain tile around the foundation. And just recently we've started putting a drain tile on the inside of the foundation, underneath the slab, which is there if there's any water that can possibly get underneath the house. You know, it gets into this drain tile and it's drained, it's daylighted right out the back of the house. And also that doubles as a radon vent. The newest thing is radon is becoming an issue. We have a standard year warranty, but if they've had a problem after a year, there's still something wrong, you know. So, and we've had very few, the products we use eliminate that for the most part. The warranty on the heating system, those warranties go up to 10 years. So we stand behind that for whatever the product warranty is. Unless it's obvious it's been abused, I stand behind it for, I don't really want to put a number on how long, but if something needs to be fixed in 5 years and it shouldn't have happened, we fix it, you know, and that's it. Because I want those people to tell their friends that, you know, we bought this house with a year warranty, but, you know, he stands behind the house for as long as you live in it, within reason. We do some of the landscaping. It depends on the subdivision. It depends on the house price. But all the houses, we seed the yards, we get everything graded real nice and smooth, make sure all the water is taken care of away from the house. If there's any chance of water getting near the house, we pipe the gutters away from the house. And, you know, if you have a main artery in the landscaping where water's going to run, you know, we'll put seed mat down to make sure that it's not going to cut a rut through the yard. They all get concrete sidewalks. You know, some of them we do expose aggregate, which is a little nicer, and but they all get concrete sidewalks. And it all depends on the customer, how much they want to get involved with, how much they want to do themselves. We mulch around the whole house. We pretty much lay the foundation for the landscaping, and if they want us to go further, we do. If not, then that's how we turn it over to them. Most people like to do it themselves. When you get into real high-end stuff, those people, maybe retired people, you know, they're not into the physical as much, so we might do a little more for them. People who are real busy, you know, they might say, hey JT, can we get this thing landscaped up real nice before we move in? You know, there's always sod as an option. But, you know, I find that most people, once they move in, they want to tinker with the yard, so we lay the foundation and then turn it over to them. The first thing JT Enterprises focuses on with all the customers is the neighborhood. You know, it all starts with the neighborhood, and then, you know, we choose the best lots, as I talked about before. And then from there, I would show them my products, my houses, What separates me from the other guys, like we've talked about, is, you know, JT Enterprises always does poured foundations. We always condition the basements. They're ready to be finished if we don't finish them from the beginning. Heated and cooled and insulated. And that also helps a lot with the humidity issue. And mold has become a big thing, and that's something we're very aware of. And by conditioning the basements, we've eliminated the chance of mold. You know, a lot of the other builders, they insulate the floors. The basement stays unfinished, unconditioned. It's really just a tall crawl space. And, you know, I don't really believe in that. If you're going to put a basement in a house, you know, it should be conditioned. You're storing your clothes, your stuff in the basement. You don't want it to turn, you know, you got the family album with mold in it is nothing we want to see. You know, JT Enterprises, one of the main focus we have is we've taken the high-end building style and brought that down to the starter home. And one of the most frequent comments I get is that the people cannot believe the upgrades they're getting in a starter home or an affordable home, you know, in that price range where we're competing with rent. You know, we've shown that for the money you're spending in rent, you can live in a brand new home. You can have hardwood floors, ceramic tile, beautiful kitchens with islands and bars and stainless steel appliances. And the biggest thrill I get when we finish a home and we do the walkthrough, and that's right before closing. We walk through and we talk about everything, how everything works. And these people are just glowing. I feel like we're walking around on cloud 9 with this family, and it's, you know, they're looking in my eyes like, you know, they can't believe that we've been able to put them in this dream. And that's been, you know, that's one of the most thrilling parts of my job, is the look on those people's faces, you know, when they walk in the house. And we see that mostly with the starter homes. People that are on their third or fourth house, they're real particular about customizing to their needs. They know what they want. And which it's a great feeling when we can give them. When they've lived in 3 houses and they tell us all the pros and cons of those 3 houses, and we come up with the perfect house, you know, then we get that same feeling at walkthrough. They say, JT, I can't believe it. You've solved every problem we've had over the years. You've made our dreams come true. And there's, you know, to me, there's nothing more satisfying than that.